It's a very difficult matter, unfortunately, and we're trying the entire morning just to piece together the story, but it's very, very difficult. The information we have thus far is that the school arranged an induction program for their grade 8s. That's what they normally do, so that the grade 8s understand the culture of the school and everything. So they left you on Friday to go to the Val CDB in a place called Didier. And when they were there, immediately they convened every learner to share the ground rules for the weekend and explain what are the things that need to happen. And one of the ground rules was obviously that boys must stay separately from girls, and they drew a line that no one must cross that line. And we had information that the girl child then went to the boys' chalet, allegedly. And then was robbed inside the room, and they mentioned 3 boys, and he specifically wanted to see one of the boys. And in that interaction, the other boys said they then witnessed this activity taking place that was completely unacceptable. The teachers that were there, they said when they interviewed them, it's only 2 boys that confessed that they were part of that activity, and another girl just said the girl just stood on top of him, but they were all clothed at that time, so nothing happened. So on the basis of that, the teachers were approached by the same 3 boys, and that's when they explained what happened. And on that basis, then they went to open a case and took the child for medical attention. And what shocked the teachers, obviously, is that the girl is not the one that reported the matter. It's the other boys that reported the matter. All medical things were taken. The child is under 72-hour observation in this particular cases. Yesterday the school convened an agent SGB meeting where they took a decision to suspend the 3 boys. I had a session with the parents this morning of the 3 boys. Obviously they will indicate that their children says they're innocent. So a case has been opened, but because where they were in Didier, they don't have the tool, but they call it the rape kit or tool. The matter was brought in Deep Kloof, and it was then later referred back there. We're hopeful by today we'll get the relevant court case numbers and all other related things, because the investigating officer is only starting today to determine the facts that we have. We're indeed shocked, taken aback, devastated, emotionally drained, to be quite frank, that we have to expose our children to this kind of activities. We will leave no stone unturned. We have already released all our social workers to give all the relevant support that is needed, including the boy children, so that we can find a way of dealing with this matter. I've already issued an instruction that this kind of trips will be suspended with immediate effect until we know what happened, and also that the SGB must meet urgently to process the case. You will know we had a case similar to this matter in one school in the west of Johannesburg called Joel's Secondary School, and the girl ended up committing suicide. So the reason why I was addressing the student, it was for them to support the child so that we don't go through that. Because the reason why she committed suicide, it was because people were taunting her, this is the girl child, and all other things. So we are now putting a ring of support to the girl child, to the school, but most importantly to everyone that have witnessed these things. I also interviewed all the teachers that went on this trip, and they gave me their side of their story. So where we are, we'll then appoint a team that will then finally investigate, but the disciplinary hearing of the boys will go ahead. We have convened a meeting with parents on Sunday so that we can also notify them of what happened.